So we will start. So last class we went over the hand, how to sculpt the hand and things like that, and we did a pretty basic sculpt of it. Showed you guys how to get the pads in. We talked about some of the features, and you guys were tasked with doing your own versions of them. So let's see how you guys did. Okay, let me get this. Let's get updates, please. Once again, you guys, there is going to be progress reports submitted at the end of this week. So make sure you guys are getting your stuff in and doing your quizzes. You're making sure you're up to date and all that other stuff as well. Okay.
Professor, I have a question.
Ask away. Ask away.
So, what assignments need to be turned in by the end of the week in order, for the progress reports?
I mean everything we've done so far, and the quizzes up to I think either this week should be done. Should be at least attempted, and I think it should give you more than one chance to attempt it. Unmute.
Okay, thank you.
All right, yeah, I saw this last time. This looks good, really nice. Um, it gets a little too smooth right there, but I think you got something good going there. Nate, good job. Let's get an update, please. All right, hands. It's not bad. It's a good start, but you see the fingers just look a little too skinny. He almost kind of looks like he has like webbed fingers, so he almost kind of this almost looks like a fish man's hand, So um, let's try to get, because I think part of the problem is the reference you're using is a little off, right? Like even looking at the reference itself, it looks like the webbing is super far up and the fingers are a little too small. So that's part of the problem too. So I think you need to, kind of look at some better reference that I've provided you. I think I sent you guys a copy of all the reference that I have as well. So you guys should be able to use that as well to sculpt a lot of this stuff out. Okay, awesome. Let's check this out. This looks good. Looks good. It's a little, it's a little thick, right? It's a little boxy right here. I would fix this transition that you've got going on right here, right? It's a little boxy, but like even looking at this is very nice. I like a lot of the, you know, the stuff that's going on, and you can tell that you're thinking through some of the detail. You're thinking, okay, this is where the bone is, this is where the muscle is, and this is where the vein. And when you're layering those things, you're probably like, oh, it does look a little more real, it does feel a little more real. You just need to work on your transitions between the bigger shapes. But as you can see, if you start focusing on how things are built, from the bone to the muscle, then putting the skin on top of it and the fat pads, and you're mimicking these things, it's just going to lead you to a more believable outcome, regardless of your art skill where it is right now, right? If you just follow the reference, you're going to get somewhere better than somebody who's trying to guess in general. So, and also, yeah, this is good stuff. I like that you guys are still doing the studies, right? Like I said last week, this is to reinforce the information that you're getting, right? Because we've moved on from the skull, right? So you guys should still be going back and doing skull studies, nose, just doing these facial studies to keep getting better at it, right? As we're moving on in class. And then we're going to get to a point maybe next week where I say, all right, with all the stuff that you've learned, now go out, do a sculpt of a bust or something like that, and then come back to me with something, that looks good with all the skills that you've acquired this semester. So good stuff. Thank you guys for posting as usual. Please update your stuff, Bismarck. Cool name. Okay, so This I will address here in a bit. But thank you for posting this. I appreciate it. I will address this in just a second whenever I get back into ZBrush. Did you post anything? Oh, you did. Yeah, you posted your hand. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. It's nice. Very nice. Like you know what I'm saying? Like what what I've been trying to tell you guys and teach you guys is you think about the underlying structure, you bring that out, and you're gonna start getting sculpts that look really, really nice, right? This looks good. This looks real good, man. Okay, this is very interesting, right? Like I've never seen anybody with dimples on their lips. Okay, this is a nice try. I think if you, like I said before, if you spend a little more time, you still need to go back and flip these guys. But if you spend a little more time, look at the reference. You've got a good start to it. You just need to smooth it out because I feel like you're using symmetry here, you know, but you're too close. You need to draw out the lip first, the vermilion chronicle or whatever it's called, the edge of the lip, right? And that will allow you to get those shapes right. Remember, you want to get those that peanut shape in the mouth, right? So there's a few things that this almost looks more like an animal's mouth than a human mouth. Is that weird? Right? It almost looks cattish, mouseish, kind of like it's like an animal's mouth. But let's keep trying. Thank you for posting and keep attempting, bro. Like you're only gonna keep getting better. You're not gonna get any worse than you are. Nobody gets worse. You just keep getting better, little by little, small by small. Just keep working. Just keep plugging away. Okay. See, my thing with this one is it's just a little too blocky. I think you need a smoother transition, and the way to do that is if you get some more of that underlying structure in there, right? It looks very Gumby-ish because you don't have those bones there to show that. All right, he's got bones right there. He's got tendons. He's got loose skin that's draping over it. And I think once you start doing that, you'll start to get a better idea of what this guy could look like. All right, but good start. Good start. Just smooth it out a little bit more. Smooth it out a little bit more when it comes to the transition. It's already smooth in the sense of you've got a lot of geometry and it's smooth. But I'm talking about the transition from this to this. It's very boxy. The fact that I can see this highlight, right? It's a problem. The highlight, if anything, will be closer here, right? This highlight, this hot, bright white light right here would be closer to the center because the transition is softer and not so boxy, right? It's like it feels like you modeled it from this view and didn't turn the camera around at all. Like that's what it kind of almost looks like. So just go in there, soften those transitions up a little bit, and I think you'll have kind of a better result for what you want. Let me fix my camera a little bit. All right, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Looking good. Okay, that's not bad. It's not bad. I feel like this is one of those that you had a little more time, it would look a lot better, and you get put a lot more detail and interesting information into it. So, yeah, give yourself some more time. Keep working on it, right? Don't just be like, okay, it's okay to turn it. No, no, no. Keep working on it. This is a good start. Push it a little further, right? Push this a little further. Get some of those tendons in there. You're on the right path. All right. Let's go update, please. Okay, this is nice. Okay, very nice. I appreciate this. Cool. You're doing your studies. Good stuff. Good facial reference. Yeah, this is good, but I would go back and address okay, the zygomatic arch should be pulled out a little bit more, different things like that. I would go back and address some of those issues as well, and just keep working at it, and you'll get better at it. Yeah, you need a little more time, a little more detail in it, but you've got a good start for the palm. Let's get the other side going. As usual, D, good stuff. Looks good. Even the poly paint is nice, right? You've got the blush where the knuckles are. You've got good diffuse coloring, and even the nail polish is nice. I probably um, said that last week, but this is good. Good stuff. Or last class. Yeah, see, like this is see, look, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is how it started when you're using like Dynamesh and stuff. But then I show you a different technique. Hey, use Z spheres, and you can get much more realistic results. I'm pretty sure we can all agree, right? It went from Roblox to I might give this guy some real bucks to do some stuff, right? Like that's what I'm talking about, right? Once you guys learn how to do some of these different techniques, well, you're gonna get better results. So, good stuff, Javarius. Appreciate you got posting. Yeah, I even gave you a little meme on there, so I was very appreciative. All right, cool, cool. I don't know if you started with this with Z spheres. It might be Z spheres, but Abdulaziz. Okay, let's see. It's not bad. It's just the fingers proportions. It looks like somebody broke this finger. Like he been fighting, taking fades all day long. Wherever he's at, this guy he fights. That's all these hands tell me. He looks like he's a fighter or he's a wide receiver, and all he does is break his hands every time he catches the ball. But the anatomy is almost there, right? You're on the right path. You just haven't gotten to the right bus station. So I would suggest with this, do a little more studying, do a little more work with it, and try to give yourself a little bit more time, right? Because even if you look at some of these Damien standard cuts, you know, in here, this one kind of goes down and out like that, and it's not as deep. It's almost surface level, like it's not that deep, right? That's some of the things that you guys need to start paying attention to is how deep some of these cuts are, right? Does it mesh? Because it almost looks like it's pinching all the way to the other side, which breaks the illusion because it's almost like he doesn't have a bone here, right? And because we all now know the anatomy, when we see it wrong, we're gonna go, that looks a little weird. Even people who don't know anatomy, they can look at something and be like, that looks funny, that looks weird, that looks different, that doesn't look the way it's supposed to be, right? That's just because we've been trained to look at hands, other people's hands, our hands, and we're used to seeing them a certain way that if we pick up on like a bone that looks off, we're gonna, oh, that looks off. So look at your reference again, go back, study it, try to put more of those landmarks in there. This is a good start, but I think you can definitely make this better. Okay. Thanks for thanks for the study. This is sweet. Yeah, I really dug this. I really dug this when I saw it. Pretty cool. So you tried again. You had like witch hands at first. At first you were like, all right, witch hands, and then second you were like, nah, let's go with that guy from the Guillermo del Toro movie. Ooh, this is cool. I dig this. You got your. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. It's not bad. The problem is this looks like the knuckles, and this looks like the palm. Like this is the palm, but it looks like these are knuckles rather than segments divided. Even like there's supposed to be single segments that bend rather than these multiple. And even when they do have multiple cuts, I'm looking at my hand right now. They're very close together, right? They're not so far apart. All right, so that's what's breaking the illusion for me right now. Is this looks like you have the knuckles in the front, and then you have the palms in the front as well, and then this thumb is facing the right direction, but the fingers look just off a little bit. So I would take a look at that. And another thing that might help some of these is if you have the hand in some sort of pose that is a little more interesting, right? Do something that is a little more interesting, like a thumb. You can do anything. So I didn't say you had to just do you know, that. So yeah, cool. Okay, yeah, these fingers just look super off in the sense that like the transition is just it's a little too much, right? If you look at our normal fingers, it's almost like it's rounded. It's almost like you can it's a curve and not like a mountain, right? This is like a peak on a bar graph or something when it's supposed to be much more subtle. So if anything, I would take the middle finger, shorten it quite a bit so that you have more of a natural flow to it, right? I see where you're going with the idea of it. You're trying to put some of these line marks in, but I would just go back, look at some of these references, cut in some of these, cut in some of these. Give me one moment. All right, yeah. So it's a good start. I think it can go a little further, right? You've got some good stuff going in different places. I just think you need to put it all together. Start with the underlying structure a little more and work your way from there. Because if you're trying to put surface stuff on it, it's not going to look right because you're not building it the way it's constructed in real life. You're just kind of trying to brush over top of it like it's a relief. It's not a relief, it's a sculpt, and it feels more like a relief, like I'm etching stuff on the top of it rather than sculpting into the model. All right. Update, please. This is nice. And this is another one that I seriously appreciate. Like, I like this. I like the transition because I'm seeing, okay, this is what you thought. And then, boom, after you've done a little bit more research, now this is what you get. Now, this looks cool, right? Like, this is very, very nice. This is nice. This is nice. You got me smiling over here. This is nice, man. This is nice. All right, good stuff. Appreciate it. Keep up the good work. Right? Like you've got thicker fingers. They could slim down a little bit, but other than that, the markers are there. You've got the bone, you've got the tendons, you've got, looks good. Good start. And I'll even show you a little maybe like a 5-minute session on detailing techniques to finish it out a little bit. I'll show you probably on like one finger, and then we can move on from there to today's lesson. But yeah, it looks good. Appreciate you. Yeah, so before the end of the weekend quizzes. Oh my God, he's arrived. Thank you. All right, let's give him a good. What's a good gift? You welcome. There we go. Boom. That's thank you for showing up. All right, update please. You showed up, but I need you to post more. All right. It's not bad. You went from this to that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. See what I'm talking about? That's good. You went from that to that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. This looks a lot better than what you started off with. This is just a couple weeks. This is a couple weeks of progress, y'all. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You practice, you do the work, you put a little bit of time in, you will be surprised at how far you can get, right? And this is just, like I said, a couple weeks of progress, right? No definition, no sense of like form, none of that's in there. Now we're building. Now you understand, okay, this is supposed to look like this. It's not perfect, but trust me, this has come a long, long way. Looking good, looking good. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. Let's work on our hands, the nose, and other things, but I do appreciate that you're going back to the previous stuff and still working at it, right? Like that's looking good. Appreciate you. Update, please. Lips update. It's not bad, not bad. You gotta you know, like I said, you gotta push this. Peanuts, boom, boom. You can, these are easily finished. Get the Damien standard. You see how this is pushing out right here at this edge. You can draw the Damien to push it back in, so you get more of the cornicle of the lip, or the indent of the lip behind the cornicle, to get a better transition. You know, so yeah, keep it up. Keep up the good work. Let's update for the hands and everything else. But other than that, good stuff. All right, hopefully everybody's yep. Cool, 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 cool. Awesome, awesome. All right. So I wanted to kind of show you guys. Let me stop this as the review